Okay, we are back to it again. In the last video, we got rid of those ugly breeze blocks in the upstairs and fitted some fresh wooden windows in the original openings. But that's left us with a problem inside. We've got lots of lintels that are in the wrong place and the too deeply set in for the wood fibre insulation which we've put on. So that means that we need to replace those, which is going to be a bit of a dodgy job because it may knock the bricks down from above. And there also needs to be a place for the lime plaster to go around the window openings, and we need to make some window boards out of reclaimed materials, something that looks right and that suits the character of the building. So let's get cracked on.
Bricks ready to be loaded. Round corner with Max cancelled.
No, it's completely wrong. That record with you just have to overdub with music. It's just like, what? Can't use that caption. Can't use that caption. How heavy does that back end feel? Alright. Happy days. Getting rid of this part here and putting some beams in. Cut all this wood fibre away and take that out, which is the wrong sequence of events to be doing things in, but that's where we are. Goggled up, ear defenders, and a round of applause, surely. I feel like I'm numb.
Yeah, you look it.
Oh. If only he'd have suggested it. There we go.
Whee!
Beautiful. You know what? Perfectly good chop saw, isn't it? Pushing back onto there, is it? That's a bit awkward, isn't it? Got to be really ginger with this to stop the bricks from dropping down, because that means all the wood fibre would have to come off, and then putting all those back in, which would just be make things drag out quite a lot. The pieces of wood that we're using for lintels actually came out a round corner. The old floor joists that I took out because they were too rotten to be used as floor joists, because structurally they've not got the strength in that they did have, especially at the end of them. But they're plenty strong enough to be used as lintels. They're going to be covering a very small span and they're not holding a great deal up. And all of the woodworm has been treated and it can be hidden for the most part, but that's just how it is, and I'm glad to be using them.
Lots of gigabytes.
Oh, you soon fill that up. Maybe just whiz that through the saw, make this gap tighter. Oh, I think that's the thing to do, isn't it? I think. Just wants to go down on the right hand side of it, maybe. Come in. Wait.
Good.
Do you mind watching out? That doesn't drop on the window. You got one? Very good of Christian to go and help doing all this bashing around. I'm not sure why that lintel was so low down, but it was. And the problem with getting these bricks taken out is that it could set off a chain reaction and knock all of the ones above it down, which would have been a nightmare because really the sequence of events is wrong. The wood fibre should have been put on after putting the lintels in, but there you go. And the wood window should have been put in after the lintels, but that's where we are. And yeah, there's a little bit of... It'll cover up though, it'll cover up.
What's that?
Yep. Once Christian had finished helping, he went off into the sunset in his fancy convertible Mercedes. He's actually got a YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe to it. The link will be in the description. So yeah, go check it out. Oh, and also subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. Yeah, there's loads of stuff to come. Get subscribed, go on. I just wanted to quickly answer a few of the comments. Well, there was loads of comments in the last video. A lot of people had said, why had I knocked the breeze box from the outside in when it would have been safer to be stood up going inside out? And why don't you use a sledgehammer, give it a bit more oomph, which would have been fun, but it could have potentially damaged the bricks. That side is a huge car park, and I could have potentially knocked breeze box propelling into cars and into people, and it could have caused havoc. So I was in control doing it from the outside in, and I could see what was going on. In the last video, I said I wondered if there was a hoist above this doorway, which I recently saw a hoist in a town near me above a door, which I think is very similar, and I'll put a video of that up now. Okay, that was everything. Let's go back into this video. Right, we've got an absolute corker of a day outside, but we're inside, because all of these need bedding in, all of these new lintels. and going to do the sides, and it'd be nice to get on to doing the window boards as well. And they're all to just get wet down, cut some bricks for where they need it at the tops, and this one especially needs a load of bricks cutting for the top of that one. I'd like to keep it a good 35mm around there, all around the edges, so I need to just pay attention to what I'm doing, so that it's just a nice even framing around it.
It's your first album when you were just 18, I think. But from
Slight distraction, but winter will be here before we know it. So let's get some logs ready. And who doesn't like splitting logs? I've got to cut these bricks down to go above the lintel. I'm pretty much going to cut them in half. Now that's just because a full brick's too big. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you about this video sponsor, which is Saley. I've had my blinkers on with round corner, which means I haven't been overseas for a while now. Hopefully I'll be on my motorbike in the Swiss Alps one day again, and when I do that I'm going to use Saley, because every time I've been out into the big bad world I get stung with a huge phone bill on my return. Saley works by giving you an eSIM, so you don't need to swap your current SIM card, which means the setup is super quick and easy, whilst being surprisingly inexpensive too. It's about £3 a month and you're good to go, and don't need to worry about paying a big phone bill when you get home. Fabulous. That's those done. Nice skinny bricks. To get an exclusive 15% discount on Saley data plans, use Round Corner at checkout or download the Saley app or go to saley.com/round corner. Just dunked those in some water, and I've also soaked that down. I soaked it down yesterday maybe 3 times, and I soaked it down a couple of times today because it's just so dry. I think we need to just give it a fighting chance. It's also a pretty warm day, so I think the wetter it is the better. It stops it from sucking all the moisture out of the mortar. So we're going to be making some insulated plaster, which is a mixture of quicklime, hemp and perlite. These are the ingredients for some insulated lime plaster. We've got some hemp here, perlite and quicklime. So there's 2 perlite to 1 quicklime and 1 hemp. The hemp binds it all together and acts as a little bit of an insulator. And then the Perlite is insulating too, it makes it really lightweight. And then the Quicklime's the binder, the breathable binder. I'm just sneaking some insulation behind that lintel because I think it's going to be a bit of a thermal bridge there, and I left a bit of a gap behind it so I could just shove some insulation in there. I don't know if it'll really help, but I'll give it a go. And that's all of the lintels in, and that means we're on to frosting the cake with the Philadelphia with chives in it. And it's such an enjoyable process doing this, getting the curves in and trying to kind of make it flow. It's just super tasty to do. So I've got 3 window boards to put in, one for there, one for there and one for there, and that's essentially just a shelf in the window made out of wood, and I want to use reclaimed wood, and I was hoping to use up some of the wood that I've got in stock, lots of old floorboards and things, but I just haven't managed to find anything that'll fit right. I've got these old floorboards that came out of my sister's old shop, and they're just unfortunately a bit too cracked for me to use as window boards, and these ones, it was just taken too much time to use this and to make it, and then if I cut it and make a clean edge, then I may as well just buy a new piece of wood. So I wanted to have the old edge, so this is where these come in. I've been to Reclamation Yard and got these very holy boards which have come from an old Georgian church and been pulled out of there, so they're pretty straight, they've got nice edges on them, and they will just do perfectly to sit in there. So I just need to cut them up and get them fitted, and I can be pretty slack with this because I've got a lot of room. It's a very forgiving job to do. As long as it's straight there and as long as it's level, we're happy days. And as long as I've got my nice edge to the inside edge, which I can clean up, then we're laughing. So let's get that done. Curvage. And sweep it round there. This is a side that I want to see, and if I cut it from this side, it's going to pull the grain up and it'll look a right mess. So I'm going to flip it over so that it's making a mess on the side, which we're not going to see. At the moment, this one doesn't look amazing, but it will look good. It's gorgeous. And the saw's barely picked any grain up whilst cutting that at all. So because it's a fairly fresh blade. I wasn't happy with how straight my cut was, so one of the joiners near me kindly ran it through their big jointer, a big planing machine, and it just left a really lovely edge on it. So it has been through that. I don't have a video of that sadly, but yeah, it has been through a planer. Again, I'm using the jigsaw from the opposite side of the face I want to see. So the top side there is what I want to see, and I'm pulling the blade into the grain so that it doesn't make a mess of it and push it up. It's, say here, towards the end of it, it's going to see it's made a right mess there, so that's what it does on the other side. The bricks were a bit too high for the window board, so I had to grind all of those down, maybe 5mm in some place, maybe a little bit more, just so that I could get a nice even gap around the window frame. I'm just going to build this up incrementally. Just going to put a small bit in at the moment. I'll put a bit more in when it's dried out again. I'm not 100% sure if what I'm doing here is going to work. I'm using the insulating plaster to bed the window board on, but there's a couple of problems which I can see immediately. It's not being pulled tightly into the window itself, so there might end up being a slight gap. When I fitted it, it was really tight, but the other thing is the lime will probably shrink when it sets. So I don't know what's going to happen. We won't find out in this episode, but I'll show you if it doesn't work in the next one. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want it to be breathable and I don't want to see any mechanical fixings. Okay, I get the picture. Digga. It's only coat number 1, so it will cover up. I don't know if there's any point in this, but I'm going to cover this up with bin bags because I think the underneath of it's wet, and maybe if the top of it dries, is it going to make it cup or do something weird? So just try and keep the piece of wood at a stable humidity. I don't know if that's a load of nonsense or if I'm just making things up, but it makes sense to me. Ooh, exciting stuff. There we go, there's one window, and it still needs a lot of hemp lime putting into there, but like I say, I've just got to gradually build it up because if I put too much in at once, it's just going to crack and cause havoc really. And then this gap here is lovely and tight, and I think that the wood's going really well with these this brass window handles, and yeah, it's just you're just starting to be able to see the shape and get a feel for it, and it's just, yeah, like I say, it's just super exciting seeing it with all of the beams and matching up with the vibe, for the want of a better word. And same again with these two. I'm looking forward to getting a bit more of the lime put in, so it's making a bit of a better shape. Yeah, really pleased. And the wood from the reclamation man was £40 for a length. I think I spent £90 or £100 for the 2 lengths, which I think is well worth it. It's a nice slow grown pine. It's just great to have some light up here. You just see the space in a completely different way. And I get the western sun coming in through that window there. So yeah, I need to start making some big decisions on where to put things exactly now, and get some wires and some pipes in. I'm waiting on the other windows to come. Those two, I need to figure out what to do with the exterior cladding. And yeah, so we've got another thing kind of ticked off the list, and we'll get cracked on with some more juicy stuff. Right, that's going to be it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been of some interest, been useful, or just been a nice way to pass the time. So until the next one, ciao for now.